So the next role that we're going to be talking about is the important role of the Scrum Master. So what is your Scrum Master? Your Scrum Master is a person that is essentially what we like to call a servant leader. A servant leader is a person who is a little bit of a leader, but mostly he is in level with everyone else, and he is just the guy that when a block or something comes up, he helps fix that block. So he's not commanding people. He is just, if no one can make a decision, the guy that you kind of turn to say the final word to break ties. That's a good way to think of a servant leadership. He is there to make sure the team works effectively, not to command the team. One of the tasks of the Scrum Master is to facilitate the daily stand-up. Now, we haven't talked about that in depth, but it's a morning meeting where you kind of go over quickly the status and how you're going to reach or keep working towards the sprint goal. Now, with the daily stand-up, this is important. He is not running the daily stand-up. He or she, Scrum Masters can be, anyone, but he or she is not running the daily stand-up. It does not look like this, where he or she is sitting at the front and you have a whole bunch of people and they're all, looking at the Scrum Master, and the Scrum Master is giving direction and, asking questions, and everyone is just looking there. That's not how that works. The Scrum Master should be more like this, and you have everyone in the dev team standing up around, and, they're asking questions, but the interactions are happening, more like this. They're sort of people talking to each other and figuring things out. And then if there's ever a block or a problem, the Scrum Master takes notes or asks the right question or guides someone in the right direction. And the thing is, in a proper daily stand-up, the Scrum Master can actually kind of be over here, where, that doesn't even need to be here. They can kind of just sit on the edge, and then if something needs to arise, they need to, okay, guys, let's move on. He or she's just sitting on the edge. The Scrum Master is doing that. And in all honesty, if a daily stand-up is working effectively and a Scrum team is working effectively, the Scrum Master doesn't even need to be involved in some meetings, and the daily stand-up should operate properly. So that is one of the tasks, is they facilitate it. They do not run it. They facilitate the daily stand-up. Now, another one is they remove blocks from the team. The Scrum Master is going to take notes of everything that's blocking them. Maybe there's a hardware issue. Maybe it's a software issue. Maybe there's a coding bug that needs some help, and there's a way that the Scrum Master can find, some help for that. The Scrum Master is going to do everything they can to remove those blocks and keep the team going effectively. He might have to make some calls. They might have to do different things around the business. They might have to do a little research or find a way that you could ask the question properly on the proper forums to get that question answered and to move forward. So they're going to remove blocks for the team. And this also comes down to more just mundane things, like maybe the lunches are bad, or maybe the lunch timing is off and they would like a different lunch hour, or maybe they feel like they're being mismanaged or stuff like that. And all of that, they're also going to be there to remove those blocks. They need to keep the team working effectively. And that comes to the next point, is they're there to keep the team happy with high morale, whatever that means. If they are being worked 60-hour work weeks, the Scrum Master is going to be the one advocating to reduce their work hours so the code quality can improve. Because at this point, everyone has low morale and the team is performing worse. They are trying to make the team as good as possible. Also, one of their goals is to ensure all Scrum values are being upheld. They need to make sure that they have a firm understanding of all the roles, all the responsibilities, and with that, they need to make sure they have the courage to keep the Scrum how it should be going. Remember, when we talked about those this side, I said you can't just remove different parts of this and expect it to all work. You need to make sure that you are properly working through everything in the Scrum. Otherwise, Scrum sort of falls apart. So you need to make sure that that is going up, and that is one of the things. And because of that, one of their goals or one of their responsibilities is to set up all Scrum meetings. So the Scrum meetings are going to be like sprint plannings, the daily stand-ups, the sprint review, the sprint retrospective. They're going to try to set this up, and they're going to facilitate those meetings. Now, they're not the ones crunching most of the data for that stuff. In a sprint retrospective, they're definitely going to be like sort of the one part where they're sort of more of a leader than anything else. But like for a sprint review, the product owner should be the one that has numbers and things like that. The Scrum Master is just going to be there to help things move along and to help the dev team and the product owner sort of do the presentation better and to get the presentation working good. They're also going to encourage collaboration between everyone. They're going to be looking around and make sure that people are talking, make sure the wheel isn't being reinvented 5 different times, make sure the product owner is clearly giving the vision down to the dev team. And if they see any problems in there, they're going to be the ones that tries to fix it. They're going to look at the product owner and be like, I need to give you some training, some coaching on your role so that we can do this better. One of the dev team members doesn't show up to, the daily stand-ups or is not taking things seriously. Scrum Master is going to pull them aside and be like, and tell them how they need to improve. And that means that the Scrum Master is essentially the mediator, coach, mentor, and guide to the entire team. The person that keeps the team running fast, efficient, and makes sure that everything goes according to plan. A lot of organizations do not include a Scrum Master as a dedicated role. In a smaller business, this can work, and that's just because you might have a lead developer that acts part-time Scrum Master, part-time lead developer, and maybe they'll work 20 hours doing the lead developer stuff, 20 hours doing the Scrum Master stuff. That'll work pretty nicely because that means they have the technical expertise to help and mentor their dev team, as well as the time needed to talk to the product owner and get things across. That can be a work, but you do need someone dedicated as a Scrum Master. You can't just strike the role completely. If it has to be someone having a part-time position as Scrum Master, okay, but you need to make sure that they have enough time to accomplish the Scrum Master tasks above all else. Otherwise, Scrum falls apart. So, but that is just a quick note that they can be a developer. It happens. It's in Scrum. It's technically wrong, but it happens and it does kind of work out. So just a note on that. But overall, that is the Scrum Master. That is their responsibilities, and that is one of the other roles in the Scrum framework.